Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight, every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. All praise and glory be to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to the hopeful elect. Keep pushing, keep believing. We're almost out of here. These are the last days. I'm filled with excitement. My body is tingling right now. We are in those last days. Yahushai is coming back. He's coming back sooner than we may believe. And I don't really know what this. I don't know how much more this video is going to be. I live in Canada, so I'm sure it's the same in the United States. You have pockets where Jake is more prevalent and pockets where Jake isn't at all. I actually happen to be in an area that has a lot of Jake, but I didn't grow up in a place like that. I actually grew up in a place that didn't have a lot of Jake, and the people that were there talk very poorly about Jake. So it's when I hear that scripture, Egyptian against the Egyptian, in a lot of these small towns here in rural Alberta, Canada, it's very much that. It's Edomite soldiers against Edomite citizens, and they're at odds with each other. And it's only getting worse with the vaccine. I mean, we got an anti-mask group on Facebook, and every other person is, they're saying, try to give me a ticket. I'm gonna fight. Let them try to come to my private property and tell me that I got too many people here. I'm gonna fight. So Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is definitely stirring up that spirit, and we're close. We are close. They want to force this vaccination. They want to microchip you, and they're not hiding it anymore. It's right out in the forefront of everybody's vision. They can see it. They can see it all. They don't understand what's going on, but they can see something happening, But so that's just a little taste of what's happening in Canada. That's in Toronto right now. Toronto's in Ontario on the East Coast. I'm on the west side of Canada in Alberta. We're a little bit more. I shouldn't say we. This side of the country is a little bit more. We're this kind of side of the country is not as progressive, I guess, as say Toronto. Toronto's got a lot of trannies and queers, and they facilitate that lifestyle a lot more. It's very much a Sodom and Gomorrah type city. We have that out here on this side of Canada, but it's not as prevalent. There's a lot more what you'd call redneck hicks out this way, and they're very much they want their freedom, they want their guns, and they don't want nobody telling them what they can and cannot do. So this this is happening, Egyptian against Egyptian, and I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Okay, so right now we see the first part of this. He's going to set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and we're there with the draconian legislation being passed by the rulers of this world, especially, right now with the talks of the forced vaccination. It's putting people at odds against each other right now with just their words, right? It's a difference of opinion. This group wants vaccinations, this group doesn't, so they squabble between each other. And if that goes unchecked, the war of words quickly will turn into, as it says in the scripture, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And it's happening. It's happening. You have cities divided because you have certain lockdown measures in place in this city, but in this other smaller town or city or village, you don't have the same restrictions. So it's pitting people against each other, and that's, hey, a kingdom divided can't stand, right? If Satan be divided against Satan, how can they stand, right? They're roughly paraphrasing, of course. You brothers can put those scriptures up in the comment board. Yeah, so like this is happening right in front of our faces, and some of these people, they can see it. They're looking with a carnal mindset. They can start to see what's happening, but they don't understand where they are, like how far down the line they are. I guess it would be like if a group of people were getting together to discuss, where we're going to go to get away from this, the people that are going to be coming to round us up to take us to quarantine camp, right? You could have a group of people that get together to discuss that, and you have a straggler that shows up to the location to discuss this, and nobody's there. And this person might think that he's early to the party because nobody's there, and he's going to be the guy stuck there trying to convince the people who are taking him to quarantine camp that they can't do this, that he's got rights, and yada yada yada, which none of that is true. I mean, we don't have a constitution like the United States. We have something that's called a Charter of Rights and Freedoms here, but people don't realize that charter is literally just written on a piece of paper, like their money that is worthless. That charter is just as worthless. It's only a piece of paper, and the only way that paper has any power is if you act it out. Well, the people who are saying that your charter doesn't exist anymore, they are acting as such. But most of the Canadian people, they're acting like that piece of paper still has weight and authority and power, and it doesn't. It has no power. So that's the guy late to the party. Everybody else, I wouldn't say everybody else. The only people that are going to know what to do and can escape this is going to be the elect. Now, there's an elect on the left-hand side and elect on the right-hand side. Okay, the elect on the right-hand side, those are Hebrew Israelites. Okay, it doesn't matter from what country they reside. If their father's lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they're an Israelite. Okay, and Yahushai, if they are part of the elect, part of the 1/3, Yahushai will rescue them, deliver them from the impending destruction. Okay, Now, if you're elect on the left-hand side, you are going to be finding your way into your deep underground military base or your space station or somewhere that you have set up already to hide, and you will go there and you will escape judgment as far as the nuclear destruction, but you will be cursed to be the first fruits of slavery. So these people, they don't see this. They don't see any of those things. They see, I'm losing my rights. I can't go and open up my business. I can't do this. I can't do that. They see their freedom being taken away, the freedom that the God of this world, the wicked, Esau, Edom, has given them. And they're starting to not like that feeling of being put in that position. So they're going to do what they know what to do, and that's fight. They're going to fight. Canadians are weird. I mean, I've said for a long time, I believe the scriptures. I believe what they say, but when you live here in Canada, it's hard to imagine these people fighting each other, because Canadians on a whole are quite passive. I see them as weak people that couldn't handle it in their own country. They come to Canada, and Canada is this supposed melting pot of awesomeness that we accept everybody and we're kind and all this good stuff. and it's true. You would see a lot of Canadians say sorry to the person who hit them, even if that person hit them with a malice intent. A lot of Canadians would apologize to that person. So that's just I know I'm rambling. It's just to kind of give you an idea of the mentality that majority of Canadians hold. Now that mentality is being slowly stripped away, and it's taken Canadians, I believe, a lot longer to wake up to what's happening to them, because they just don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe that somebody could want to intentionally hurt them. They don't want to believe that could happen in this wonderful land of Canada, where everybody's so nice and so friendly. That it's taken a lot longer to push them into a fight than you see in other countries. So not that, again, I don't want anybody to get confused and think that I don't believe the scriptures, because I do 100% believe the scriptures. These things must happen before the end comes. Okay, I'm just trying to give a little bit of background on the type of people that make up majority of Canada. Yes, we have fighters here. Yes, there are people who are like that, and I mean they are very vocal on comment boards right now about wanting to fight. That they are tired. They're backed into a corner. They don't feel like they have another option other than to fight, and then that's a growing sentiment, among people, like I said, who would otherwise tell you sorry if you hurt them on purpose. They would apologize to you, so it's been interesting for me living here and knowing what I know and watching the events unfold and see people being changed, people being forced to pick a side, people who otherwise would just sit on the fence and not say anything because they didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings or upset them. These people are starting to have enough, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is doing work in the world. He's bringing about the return of his son, Yahushai. And for those that have eyes to see and ears to hear, it's plain as day. You can't miss it. It's right there. It's right there. I find myself every night, every morning, every chance I go outside, I look up. I look up. Because my redemption draws nigh. Right? Let's get that. Let's see if we can get that. Look up. Let's see what we can. See if we can find here. Yeah, here we go. Luke 21:28, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. And I find myself doing that more and more and more lately. So on that note, I pray you brothers have been edified. And Tawada, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, for giving me the ability to do this lesson, or just this video. It's not much of a lesson, just this video. And all you Negroes, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the children of Israel. You're sons and daughters of the Most High. He wants you to come home. But the door's closing. It's closing quickly. So, the Wadi Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai for opening up my eyes and giving me ears. And shalom to the hopeful elect.